We suggest watching the 4 videos related to each past tense on the channel before watching this video. You can find the links in the description. They will help you better understand the answers. However, there is the audio commentary on the answers at the end of this video as well. All the following sentences in this quiz tell one story and are interrelated. So sometimes you will have to choose the answer based on the whole context and not only one single sentence. Hello and welcome to the grammar lesson. In this lesson, we are going to review, compare, and contrast the functions of 4 future tenses, including future simple, progressive, perfect, and perfect progressive. Well, let's start with first one, future simple. As you know, future simple is used to talk about actions which will happen at a certain time in the future. That is why we usually use it to talk about future facts, decisions made at the moment of speaking, predictions, of course based on experience or knowledge, and finally offers, promises, requests, and refusals. Well, let's see some examples for each function. Future facts. The company will open in June. Well, because a company opening up is something for sure, we consider it as a fact, and the speaker has used future simple, will open to express the idea. The second function, decisions made at the moment of speaking. I'm not sure about the weekend. I think I'll stay home and study. Well, as you see, the speaker decides at the moment of speaking. Before that, he was not sure what to do. So, he or she has used future simple. I'll stay home. Of course, if about future decisions, there is something more than decision at the moment of speaking, like an intention or an arrangement, or even stronger, a timetable, we don't use future simple, but instead we use to be going to for intentions, present progressive for arrangements, and present simple for timetables. And remember, all these situations are about future. Examples. The example we have already seen. I'm not sure about the weekend. I think I will stay home and study. It is a decision made at the moment of speaking. I can't join the hike this weekend. I am going to clean my room at the weekend. Well, the speaker has a personal intention of cleaning their room, so he or she has not used future simple, but going to. Now, I can't join the rehearsal tomorrow. We are having a birthday party. Well, this one, a birthday party, is something more arranged, more, certain than a personal intention. So the speaker has used present progressive. And finally, I can't join rehearsal tomorrow. I have an important class. Well, as you see, a class is a schedule or timetable. So the person has used present simple. A short review, will stay or future simple for decisions made at the moment of speaking if there is an intention. Going to if there is an arrangement which is stronger than intention. Present progressive, and strongest, which can be the schedule or timetable, will be using present simple for future function. I have a class at the same time. Well, third function of future simple, predictions, of course based on experience or knowledge. It looks as if Sally will lose his job. This is a prediction. It will snow tomorrow. Again, a prediction. But both predictions seems to be based on kind of experience or knowledge. If the prediction is not based on knowledge or experience, like this one, the weather seems bad. Well, this is not an experience or knowledge. This is present observation. In this case, we use to be going to. So, if the prediction was based on knowledge or experience, we use will. If it is based on present observations, we use to be going to. The weather seems bad. The speaker is observing this, so uses going to predict the rain. Well, and finally, the last function offers promises, requests, and refusals. Will you give a presentation on sales figures? No, sorry, I won't give a presentation. Well, request and refusal. Okay, the summary of future simple. Future facts, decisions at the moment of speaking, predictions based on experience or knowledge, and offers, promises, requests, and refusals. The second tense, future progressive. Well, future progressive is an action in progress at a time or between two, times in the future. That is why we use future progressive to talk about situations in progress at a certain time in future, situations which will happen in the future as normal course of events, and habits or repeated actions at a point in the future. Let's see some examples. Situations in progress at a certain time in future, like this time next year, I will be traveling around France on business. Well, this is the certain time in future, and this is an action in progress. Second function, situations which will happen in future in the normal course of event. The company chairman will be arriving on Monday. Well, the chairman of a company and his or her schedule is something as a normal course of event. It doesn't, happen accidentally. So the speaker has used future progressive to talk about it. And finally, the last function of future progressive, habits or repeated actions. I think that in the future, more and more people will be commuting to work. Well, this will happen and repeat in the future. So the speaker has used future progressive. The summary of future progressive: situations in progress, situations as a normal course of events, and habits and repeated actions. Next tense is future perfect. We use future perfect to talk about actions which will complete at a certain time in the future. So, completed situations before a certain time and continuing situations up to a certain time. Well, remember the second one because this will be exactly similar to one function of future perfect progressive. But here we use it for a situation, continuing situation up to a certain time. But there the function will be about duration. Well, let's see the examples. Completed situations before a certain time. I will have finished my homework by the time you come home. Well, the speaker points to a time in the future, by the time you come home, and he or she knows that he will finish the homework before that. Actually, he says, I will have finished. This function, the homework, will be completed before they come home. And the second function of future perfect, continuing situation up to a certain time. This time next year, I will have worked at the company for exactly 30 years. Well, this is a certain time in the future, and this is the continuing situation up to that time. Well, completed situations before a certain time and continuing situation up to a certain time is the summary of functions for future perfect and the last tense for future perfect progressive. Well, actually there is one simple function. The action will be continuing for a duration of time at a point in the future. Continuing situations up to a certain time in the future, which I mentioned, it is very similar to one function of future perfect. But here we have an emphasis on duration. Let's see it on the same example for future perfect. In the future perfect, we said this time next year, I will have worked in the company for exactly 30 years. There, the speaker meant it is a continuing situation up to that time. But here, this time next year, I will have been working at the company for exactly 30 years. Actually, the speaker with this sentence is emphasizing on the duration of 30 years, not continuation of the action. Well, thank you for watching the grammar lesson, and now we are going to have the audio commentary. Actually, we are going to apply all the rules we studied so far on the questions you have answered in test part, in quiz part of the video. Well, and I hope you remember that all these questions make up a story. Actually, they are connected. Well, the first question. Carrie has been training her dog, Jack, for competition for the past 6 months. Carrie is Jack's handler, and together they are a team. If Jack is ready, well, Carrie, the verb is take, to a rally in a nearby city this coming September. Well, this is about future. Well, we cannot use will have taken, future perfect, because this is not about completed action. This is just about something which will happen. And it is not a normal course of events. It's a personal decision. So the answer can be will take and is going to take. Well, it is not a decision made without thinking or at the moment of speaking. It's an intention. So the answer should be is going to take. Next question. Carrie imagines the upcoming rally. She has many questions about it. She decides to ask one of her friends, Jessica. What the verb is do at the rally exactly? Well, we have will I do, will I be doing. Well, this is not something personal, she doesn't decide at the moment of talking. Or it is not a prediction, and actually it is not a fact. Well, Carrie is asking Jessica the normal course of events in the rally. So, as the normal course of events, we use will I be doing. Question 3. Her friend is answering the question, and because her friend is, talking about the rally, it says you, the verb is compete, against the other teams as they compete a course of challenging exercise. Well, the friend is explaining the normal course of events. So, again, the answer is future progressive. Next question, the exercise at the rally. The verb is involved, giving commands, jumping, pivoting, spiraling, sidestepping, and dropping. Well, in here, her friend is explaining the events. But because the verb involve is one of the state verbs and it is not an action, we cannot use, progressive tenses. It is will involve, is going to involve. And because it is not an intention, it is a rule, it is a fact, the answer is future simple. Next question, each exercise, again, it is a rule and it should be will be. Each exercise will be numbered. As they are doing the exercises together, the handlers, normal course of event. Will talk, will be talking. Next one. Before beginning the course, Jessica continues, each team, receive. Will receive, will be receiving. Normal course of. Question 7. Before beginning the course, Jessica continues, each team, the verb is receive 200 points. Each time a team makes a mistake, a point is deducted by the judge. In here, maybe will be receiving can be correct as a course of events, but because receive is not an action and is a situation, and the rest of the verbs are in simple form, so maybe will receive as, a fact, a rule about the game will be better. Question 8. At the end of the course, the handlers probably, the verb is praise. Will praise, will be praising. Again, the nature of the verb praise is not something like an action, but like a situation. So, simple future would be better. Will praise. 9. The teams will do, will have done their best together and therefore will deserve a rest. Okay, as you see, the second verb is future simple, yes. And because this action is not about completion of the act, but doing the act, will do is a better choice. By the time. When we say by the time, we need a perfect or perfect continuous future. By the time dogs finish eating, the judge, tally or each team's final score. Will have tallied or will have been tallying. Because this is not about duration, but the completion of the action, so will have tallied. Future perfect is a better choice. 11. The dogs at the rally will not be purebred. Lots of mixed bred dogs. The verb is participate. Will participate, will be participating. Again, participation is a situation in form of course of events. 12. There is no age limit for the dogs either, and it has been decided that all future rallies, well, this is an intention for future, decision for the future, and apparently it is not made at the moment of talking, but an intention. So are going to include is a better one. 13. Carrie is 19 years old and Jack is 10. He is a Labrador mix. If they go to the rally, the verb is enter. Well, because this is an intention they have, not a decision they make suddenly or a rule. This is their own intention. Well, this is correct one. And the second one, because it will be their first rally. 14. Rallies also include levels 2 and 3. 3 is the highest level. Carrie has a plan. She says that the verb is decide by July 4th whether Jack is ready to compete. Well, because we have by, it means that Carrie will decide before that time, any time before that time. So future perfect is a better match. And finally, the last question. By then, she, the verb train him for 8 months. Well, duration. So it should be future perfect progressive. She will have been training. And the next one, she hopes they are going to win a blue ribbon. Well, thank you for joining the audio commentary. I hope you enjoyed the lesson and good luck.